Welcome, this is the Winco 3.5-inch paring knife. I've had this knife for about 3 weeks now, and it's a pretty decent knife. I like it. Now, to be fair, it does fall short on a couple aspects, which I'm going to talk about today. I think it could be a little bit better. In this review, I'm going to be discussing the knife from 3 aspects. First, functionality. How does it perform? Second, fit and finish. How is it out of the box? And third, value. Are you getting your money's worth? So let's get started. First of all, we can see that the knife, its cutting surface, measures just over 3.5 inches at about 3 3/4 inches, which is a good length to the blade. The overall length of the knife is 8.5 inches. The handle is a little longer than I expected, but it fits just at home in your hand. That's the first thing I really like about this knife. It's just so comfortable to hold. It's a pleasure to work with. It feels right at home in your grip. Works great. Now here is what I don't like about this, and this is really the biggest drawback to this knife. Let's see if this shows up on camera. Can you see the thickness of the blade? Look at this. This is really thick for a paring knife. Now it's a sturdy blade, it doesn't wobble, but when you're cutting things, you can definitely feel the resistance. This blade is quite a bit thicker than I think it should be. Moving on to the next area, fit and finish. Now this knife, it did not perform well out of the box. A paring knife needs to be sharp. A paring knife needs to be able to cut through food with ease. Out of the box, this knife was a little bit sharp, but not as sharp as it should be. I really had to go through and really sharpen this down to maybe about a 15-degree angle on each side. You can see the markings from the stone in order for it to really perform well. But out of the box, it is not ready to use. In order to really get the most out of this knife, you're going to have to sharpen it. Now, the one thing I did like about it is that the fit of the handle to the metal, these connection points where the plastic meets metal, these are very smooth. I have a couple other Winco knives, and not all of them have this quality. I really like it. I don't have to go in, sand anything down. It just, the handle is perfect right out of the box. No complaints there. Now the top of the blade, it has sharp edges, and as you run your finger over it, you can feel it. It's sharp and it's a little bit uncomfortable. You can smooth it out if you want to. With a paring knife, I wouldn't do that just because it works so well with peeling carrots. I just use the top of the blade and just peel the carrots. It works much better than the blade side, and since it's a little sharp, it's even quicker. Now, moving on to the last aspect of the review. Value. Now this is, I'm not sure if you can read the markings. This is the X50CR MOV15, the German steel. It's a high carbon steel. Very, very good material. This knife is very, very easy to sharpen because of this material. It's going to be easier to sharpen than most of the stainless steel knives. You are going to have to sharpen it on a regular basis though. It doesn't hold an edge extremely well. And that really goes for all of these high carbon steels. I paid about just under $5 for this knife, and I think it's well worth it. It does have a couple drawbacks that I mentioned, but overall I think it's well worth the price. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will do my best to answer them.